name is Delia Clark. I'm 62 years old. Born and raised in the Republic of Panama. I came to the United States at a very early age, finished my education here in the U.S. I started Baroness Coffee Company in 1995. I started Baroness Coffee because I was intrigued with the mystiqueness about coffee and coffee beans and everything that goes with making a quality coffee. So that's how my passion derived, just through doing a lot of research. And I like it to this day, 17 years later. I'm still excited about coffee and coffee roasting and the magical things that you can do with just green coffee bean. Baroness Coffee is a roasting manufacturing plant. We roast and package coffee here in Denver, Colorado. So we bring the green beans in from various parts of the world, and we roast it, package it, and get it ready for consumer use. This machine is our roasting machine. It came from France, had it custom built over there. It was my first piece of equipment. This was my bread and butter. Actually, if I don't have a roaster, then I can't roast coffee. We roasted 3 times a day. We roasted on a 24/7 cycle. I became very successful over the years at what I endeavored to do. My first contract was a very huge contract with Xcel Energy of Colorado, and we did office coffee service for them. In addition to Xcel Energy, I began to acquire a lot of other contracts, medical contracts, small contracts, big contracts, and we grew. We grew to the point of being a $2.5 million corporation. As a small business, we began to feel that something was happening within our economy. Unbeknownst to us, we were naive of the fact that we were entering into a time of recession. But as from 2006, 2007, when we finally began to feel the full impact of the recession, Baroness began to decline. We lost Xcel Energy of Colorado. Many companies went out of business, went bankrupt. We couldn't get our money of our account receivables. People couldn't pay. Companies started cutting back, budgeting. The last thing they needed was to provide employees with an office coffee service. And we began to go downhill at a very fast pace. Fortunately for us, we had to diversify ourselves. In the process of our success story, we had retail stores, coffee shops. We had Denver Public Library, we had the Webb Municipal Building, we had some pretty fancy coffee retail stores around the city of Denver. In addition to that, we acquired the Colorado Convention Center, where we had the contract to be the full coffee provider for the Colorado Convention Center, especially for all their major events when there were huge conventions in town. So all of those things were part of our success. But with the recession, again, going back to the recession, we saw changes even with conventions. A lot of big conventions that used to come to Denver stopped coming to Denver. A lot of companies were impacted by the recession. The volume of people that came to the convention center, there was a decline there. People were not spending, people were not buying specialty coffees. Lots of changes that came along to impact a small business. We suffered from that. But in the suffering times, we learned a lot of things that we failed to see initially. So we grew from the pain and suffering. Our character was built to endure and to become sustainable, to persevere, and to make this dream, keep the dream alive and keep hope alive, required more sacrifices, such as laying off all the employees that we had. I couldn't take a paycheck home, my husband couldn't take a paycheck home, and everything that we had, we put it back into the business to build it back up. It's been a slow process. Since we're in the year 2012 now, It's been 17 years, and we do see hope for the year 2013. There are a lot of good promises and things that we have worked towards, that we can eventually see those things beginning to materialize. And we feel that with much perseverance and with luck on our side, I think that we will stand a good chance to turn Baroness Coffee around and get it back, probably not where we had it, but better than where we were before, because we learned a lot. My biggest hope today is to see Baroness Coffee back at the top once again. Before I retire, I would like to retire, but I'd like to retire with a healthy attitude about my success story. Right now I don't have a healthy attitude about my success. I don't feel like a failure because I've tasted success, but I would like to see that day return from where I am right now. That's my biggest hope.